morning, everybody. Thank you all for being here.
Puerto Rico, caught in the middle of President Trump's war on narco-terrorism.
All right, guys, green light, go ahead.
American military bases resurrected to pursue traffickers heading to the U.S. across the Caribbean.
They are going after an individual who is wanted at federal level.
But the island itself has its own drugs problem.
Mira, esto es el fentanyl.
With dealers pushing fentanyl and addicts dying.
Tú sabes que el fentanilo con un chispitito así te tumba.
So how are Trump's military operations helping Puerto Rico's opioid crisis? If America's war on drugs is ever going to be won, then this is the very front line. Puerto Rico is a United States territory and a backdoor for narcotics entering the country. The drugs that don't make it to mainland USA stay in Puerto Rico. This island is the closest US territory to drug-producing countries in Latin America. Anything that gets into here has a clear passage to the United States mainland, making Puerto Rico one of the most important conduits for cocaine and fentanyl trafficking into the US after Mexico. Since last summer, the US has invested billions of dollars striking boats they suspect to be running drugs. The ambition of Operation Southern Spear is to stop the cartel's maritime routes. But federal agents on the island are also battling the influx of drugs. They work closely with local police day and night to infiltrate the drug gangs. We've been invited to film a series of high-level raids with drug enforcement agents in the capital. They're hoping to catch one of the island's most wanted men.
It's 4 o'clock in the morning and I'm driving with a massive police contingent. We're going to a neighborhood where they're going to bust several houses that, according to them, have been selling drugs, including cocaine and fentanyl.
This is a multi-agency operation with the SWAT team, trafficking and firearms officers, and the head of the Drug Enforcement Agency all working together. They find the suspects, but also young children. A 39-year-old man and a 35-year-old woman are arrested. The raids on this estate continue. A success for law enforcement. They also find a large haul of drugs.
Disculpe, señor, ¿qué fue lo que había ahí adentro?
Había un arma de fuego, marihuana, cocaína y heroína.
Heroína, sí.
The operation ends with what they hope will be the biggest arrest.
This is quite a big operation. They are going after an individual who is wanted at federal level.
As we wait for news, tensions rise between the police and the locals. The police was telling me that if we were not here with a big police force, this place will be incredibly dangerous. This neighborhood or barrio is known for being run by criminal gangs. The police just arrested a man, and he's one of the most wanted here in Puerto Rico. He is accused of drug trafficking. Jonathan Alomar Reyes, known as Papi John, was on the run after being charged last year in possession of a machine gun. He was caught this morning with a large amount of cash and drugs. But despite the increased efforts of drug enforcement agencies, Puerto Rico has the second highest number of drug overdose deaths in the world. On the outskirts of the capital, I meet Zuleika. She works for the drugs charity Punto de la Montaña. They provide drug users with clean syringes, life-saving antidotes for overdoses, and a friendly face.
En los pasados meses, te diría como hasta julio, agosto, se estaba moviendo como algunos 30 participantes. Ya en los pasados 5 meses ha aumentado a 50.
She tells me that it's the drug fentanyl that has changed the landscape.
Entiendo que de lo que ellos reportan es por el cambio en la sustancia. Aparentemente lo que hay ahora nuevo en estos últimos meses es bastante bueno.
One of the people Zuleika reaches out to is Eliot. He started using heroin 10 years ago. He's been in and out of rehab, but now injects a cocktail of heroin and fentanyl 7 or 8 times a day.
How old are you?
I'm 22, I'm 32.
32. Why did you start?
Bashing around with friends and...
Eliot is living with a friend, but finding it increasingly difficult to look after himself. He has sores on his legs, a side effect of fentanyl addiction, made worse by poor hygiene.
Do you want to get better? To stop using drugs?
The reality is, man, there will always be drugs. There are always gonna be drugs.
Fentanyl can be 50 times stronger than heroin, and that makes it a much harder drug to quit.
Y su dosis y su manera de uso que intentan ver como normal, la realidad es que afecta de unas maneras totalmente adversas a las que quizás se podía ver en los 80, en los 90 con la heroína, con el crack, con la cocaína, que era lo más común. Ahora, pues estas personas con el poco acceso a dinero que quizás tengan, le venden este tipo de sustancias, que es el fentanilo.
3 years ago, 850 people a year were dying from fentanyl overdoses. Those numbers have finally started to come down because of outreach programs, lower supplies, and wider availability of antidotes. But because fentanyl is now mixed with other drugs, the number of deaths is expected to rise again.
Personas como Eliot no viven mucho tiempo.
¿Verdad? No conocemos, pero sus expectativas de vida en esta condición, pues sí se ven bastante comprometidas. Bastante comprometidas.
Zuleika says stigma around addiction means healthcare providers ignore these people.
Mel, buenos días, papi. ¿Estás bien? Lo que queremos saber es qué tienes ahí, si no te molesta enseñar.
Heroin.
Heroína, ¿tienes ahora mismo heroína?
Yep.
Heroin is widely available and in many cases laced with fentanyl. One of the people Zuleika is keen to speak to is Tamara, who is addicted to both.
¿Cuántas veces te me estás inyectando?
No.
2. ¿Me estás compartiendo cookies, jeringuillas, algodones?
Before Tamara was on the streets of San Juan, she used to live with family in mainland America.
¿Qué piensas del fentanilo?
Sucks.
It sucks.
Why?
It's not as fun.
It's not as fun. Why not?
It's not.
Do you wish you could stop using it?
Yes.
Yeah?
Dame un abrazo acá. It's okay, mami. It's okay. Don't cry. I'm here.
Zuleika is one of the only people who can help Tamara into recovery. Tamara has been living in the streets for the last year and a half. She's been using fentanyl, and today
She said to the people from Punto de la Montaña that she would like to get better, and she's asking for help to get into a rehab clinic. So maybe next week she'll have that chance.
In many ways, Puerto Rico is a contradiction. On the other side of the island, the White House has reopened a military base as part of their war on drugs.
Wow, that's a big landing strip. Since November last year, the US has moved jet fighters, drones, and military personnel to this base, the heart of Operation Southern Spear, an ongoing US military campaign in the Caribbean that has bombed more than 40 boats, killing nearly 150 people.
The Pentagon boasts of $4 billion worth of drug seizures. But has Operation Southern Spear made any difference to drug dealing on the island? I want to speak to the people selling fentanyl on the streets here.
After days talking with the local gangs, we've been granted access to a local dealer. We need to protect his identity.
He sells heroin, methamphetamine, cocaine, crack, and fentanyl.
Desde que Donald Trump comenzó su campaña en el Caribe, que está destruyendo botes, aquí ha parado el ingreso de la droga.
Antes tú conseguías un kilo en 8,000, 14,000 pesos. Ahora están a 30 y pico. Tan caro, seguro que subió. La escasez.
¿Ha subido entonces?
Seguro que ha subido. No hay una escasez cabrona. Antes de lo de Trump y después de lo de Trump, pues peor.
Is this where fentanyl is filling the gap, which is around 3 or even 4 times cheaper than cocaine and easier to smuggle because you need a lot less of it? He tells me because it's synthetic, it can be made in labs anywhere. But that also means its potency and quality varies widely.
Tú sabes que el fentanilo con un chispitito así te tumba. Eso lo están haciendo gente por acá, al garete. Que eso es lo que se está vendiendo y están matando a todo el mundo.
¿Tú no te sientes mal que estás vendiendo veneno?
La gente sabe lo que viene a comprar.
I wonder if they know how deadly this drug has become. The Puerto Rico Forensics Institute says 80% of all overdose deaths involve fentanyl.
¿Tú puedes probar a ver si la cocaína que tienes ahí tiene fentanilo?
Pues seguro.
¿Sí?
In fact, he tests all of his drugs. He mixes a small sample with an agent. Fentanyl is found frequently laced in so many other drugs that these kinds of kits are freely available to addicts on the island.
See, you can see that it's positive for fentanyl, so everything is contaminated with fentanyl.
Fentanyl is an insidious problem in Puerto Rico. Hidden in plain sight are users trying to juggle their addiction with their normal day-to-day lives. Olga is a grandmother and a former beauty queen who has been taking hard drugs on and off for the last 45 years. She's about to have her next dose.
Una cura. ¿Te dura cuántas horas?
Bueno, ahora serán como la 1, ¿verdad?
Sí.
Si no me acuesto en mi cama, puedo estar hasta las 3 y pico oyendo música en el carro que espero a mi nieto. Pero hago más que llegar aquí a las 4 y cuarto, que yo me tranco en el cuarto a curarme.
Es como, se ha convertido como en una necesidad, casi como comer.
Sí. Porque pega el dolor terrible.
It's difficult to know really what is that you're putting inside your body.
When fentanyl is combined with other drugs, the effects can be even more deadly.
¿Cómo te sientes?
Deja que me suba. Porque ver el cambio de personalidad que uno tiene.
That high is short-lived, and there is a shocking physical effect as well. Regular injections damage the skin and can cause blisters and ulcers.
Y en 3 años y pico yo me he destruido completamente. Yo tengo mis pies destrozados porque fentanila te come de afuera, de adentro para afuera.
¿Puedes mostrar qué cosa es?
Sí. Mira, esto es el fentanilo. ¿Ves? Esto es el fentanilo. Mira, ya esta está para explotar. Se la puede notar que está rojiza.
Olga, ¿de qué manera cambiaron las cosas acá cuando llegó el fentanilo?
Ay, Dios mío. Yo era una que decía, y llevaba 27 años quitada. Yo no caigo en eso, porque que caiga en eso, no se para.
But she says fentanyl is so readily available, it makes giving up even more impossible.
¿Por qué tú crees que hay tanta droga acá en Puerto Rico?
Puerto Rico es una islita que siempre ha sido vínculo para transportar para diferentes países. Tú me das, yo te paso.
¿Tú crees que hay más droga ahora en la calle que antes?
Mucho más. Mucho más.
This morning we've been given rare access to the Drug Enforcement Agent's Undercover unit.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you all for being here.
They're briefing ahead of a drugs bust that I will be joining.
Just to give you a case background, in October, agents received information on a target selling kilograms of cocaine here in Puerto Rico.
Undercover operations like this are expensive, and the DEA has been given extra funding this past year.
All right, guys, so we're go with the mission, okay? So please maintain communication and keep us updated.
William Cabrera is one of the drug enforcement leads.
How normal are operations like this in here?
From our perspective, I mean, they're very frequent. I mean, you have a lot of Puerto Rico. It's a place that 80% of the drugs that come from here, from Colombia, Dominican Republic, the 80% goes to the States. 20% remains here.
We arrive at the location where the undercover agent will meet with the dealer.
All right, phone call has been made, and target says he's in the area.
Right, so this is the part where heart starts pounding because the target's over. We're already in contact with the target, and he's already acknowledging he's going to come.
Gray Toyota Tacoma pulling into the parking lot right now. I'm unable to see the tag. Stand by.
In a car with tinted windows, they cannot see from outside that we're inside. That's the car of the target arriving.
Passing by. It has dark tints, so we were unable to see how many occupants.
All right, guys, I got visual. All right, be ready. All right, target got off the vehicle, talking to our undercover agent.
The man on the left shows the drugs to the undercover officer.
All right, bag is there. UC is checking inside the bag. They're talking.
They shake hands and the deal is done. They can now arrest him.
All right, UC, he's got out the bag. All right, he's getting inside the vehicle. All right, target's still outside. UC is inside the vehicle. Reverse lights, our UC is leaving. Target still remains in the area. All right, guys, SRT, arrest team, make sure you're ready to move in. All right, guys, SRT, all right, green light, go ahead. All right, this is the part we're gonna go. We're gonna grab him right now. All right, there you go. Let's go, you can go down, let's go down.
Like 15 kilos.
15, 16, 17, 18, 19, almost 20 kilograms of cocaine.
Wow. Many of the drugs that you find in the street, do you find traces of fentanyl on them?
Yes, so here in Puerto Rico, we have started to see an increased amount of fentanyl being laced with cocaine, all the way around, heroin. So we're actually sending our drugs to be analyzed for also for the search of fentanyl.
But for some fentanyl addicts, there is a glimmer of hope. 5 days ago, we met Tamara, who said she was ready for rehab. Zuleika has now secured her a place, but we've been driving around and can't find Tamara.
Esto es parte de lo que uno siempre le teme, que es que cuando ya se acerca el momento, pues ellos, pues lamentablemente no aparezcan y pues no se logre, ¿verdad?, lo que estamos esperando. Flaco, buenos días, buenas tardes. Papi, ¿no me has visto a Tamara por ahí? Tamar, sí. Está bien, yo sigo dando vueltas. Dale, papi, gracias. Buen día.
Zuleika is concerned about Tamara's vulnerability. For women on the streets, there is a heightened risk of abuse and violence. After searching in all the places Tamara hangs out, we find her.
Tamara. Tamara. Tamara, soy yo, Zuleika, mami. Del punto de la montaña, mi amor. ¿Estás bien? Mira, ¿te acuerdas que habíamos hablado el viernes? Para lo de irnos. ¿Todavía estamos pendientes para eso? ¿Te puedes levantar?
Cansadita.
¿Estás cansadita?
The difference between now and a few days ago is terrifying.
Cuéntame un poco cómo es la situación.
Bastante complicada. Como te dije, ella está lamentablemente muy malnutrida, o por decirle desnutrida. No tienen dónde dormir, no tienen que comer. Lo único que es la sustancia. Entonces ahora mismo está bajo los efectos de la sustancia, pero no sé si te diste cuenta, no se puede comunicar fácilmente. Come on, listen up. Let me help you. Let me help you.
Zuleika convinces her to go to a local clinic for her black eyes.
Cuidado ahí.
But Tamara changes her mind very quickly.
Respira, respira. Porque ahora mismo ellos lo más que pueden hacer es recibirte y darte de emergencia, mami.
¿Para los ojos?
I know, para eso nada más.
Yo lo que quiero es meterme en el Panamericano.
Tamara cannot make a decision today about going to rehab. And her struggle appears to have been forgotten in the war on drugs. The $3 billion the White House has spent on Operation Southern Spear, on military bases and resources to stop the narco gangs, seem to be doing little to help tackle the root causes of drug addiction.